Hey everybody, welcome back. It is the Fantasy Rugby Games. My name is Jared Dyke.
I'm Ben Glauber.
We're in. Let's get going. Plenty to talk about even with a canceled match. So
we couldn't stop talking to each other going into this. So
This is
obviously
true.
a lot to talk about.
This is true. We have words to say, so let's just say them while they're recorded.
Yeah, but I'm gonna need to wet my
the
whistle
palate.
before I.
Let's open it. Find us where you get your favorite on your favorite podcast app and your favorite podcast, I suppose.
Only your favorite. Don't go to the secondary one. Go to your favorite.
Download, rate, review as always. Subscribe, recommend, all that good stuff. All that good stuff.
We had one of our Patreons. We do have a Patreon that we'll talk about in a little bit. That was really nice to get some love. For doing well. Our patrons are pretty happy, and it's nice to get some quality feedback about it.
Yeah, much appreciated, Alex.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alex.
So in the meantime, buy our friend George a coffee.
Yeah, that too.
If you're doing well in that, you probably owe it to him too. Trust me, in more ways than one. So buy him a coffee, and if you need to see it as buying him a drink, do that too. That's
right.
Okay.
Especially that now it's the new year. It's time to it's like a Christmas bonus too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I gave George a nice little Christmas present.
Christmas presents, yeah.
To thank you for the advice, because he has as much as we have our thing, he
started it. So
yep,
he started it.
he was partially our inspiration for some of the stuff we've been doing. So big ups to George. Buy him a coffee, please.
Right. Grab your TRM upgrades, because as Ben and I were discussing, it'll let you know when you have guys on bye, and there might be a lot of them this week if you have a good number of exiles.
I've got too many.
Yeah,
I've like they're key spots, so it's helpful to see that right away.
Yeah. So if that is not enough for you, then I don't know what will be, especially considering that before we had it, like, I can definitely tell you there were a number of times where I went, oh shit, he's not playing, and either just barely got it in under the gun or I missed it. And so
it helped me the other week with when Willis dropped late.
Correct.
I just switched over to my team real quick right before the game was about to start, saw that, and was able to swap guys in and out. So
tis nice.
Really helpful for those last minute drops. They're really quick about that.
Tis nice to have that,
which has been happening a lot lately.
So. Yeah, I know, right? All the last minute drops are killing us.
Mm-hmm.
As always, Black Lives Matter on this podcast, and there is no room for racism. Tomorrow is an anniversary of a sort that I wish we didn't have to think about, but unfortunately,
it's the anniversary of our most downloaded pod ever.
Yeah, there's that too. There's that too.
Oh wait, that's not what we're talking about.
But that's not what we talked about on that podcast that people were so interested in. Unfortunately, it was what we talked about on that podcast that it was that got so many people to download it.
Did we even talk rugby that whole time, or did we just talk about it?
For a solid 20 minutes we were into it, man. I couldn't. I blacked out during that.
That was
totally.
I might have to go back and listen. I don't know. Maybe I just don't want to.
I don't want to be that mad again. Are you kidding me? Jesus. I haven't been that mad
I kind of still am.
I mean, I am too, but not to that degree.
Yeah,
by any means whatsoever.
I think
it was raw. It was fresh.
Right, but what's pissing me off is we're a year later and nobody has been held accountable. And we got some people making some speeches. The leader of our Department of Justice, our Attorney General, Merrick Garland, made a speech today, and it's just the same bullshit. It's that nobody is above the law. We're gonna go where the facts lead. This is what we'll do, and it's like, we fucking heard that shit before.
Pretty sure we heard that same thing 12 months ago.
Right. We've heard all this stuff before. We heard it with Mueller, and that went nowhere. Like, we hear this and nothing happens. And then when they say no one, there isn't, everyone, like, the same justice system applies to the wealthy as it does to the poor. And it's like, no,
don't believe that for a second.
Doesn't. Are you fucking kidding me? Could you imagine if BLM had done something like this, they would be fucking dead. Right. Every last person there would have been shot. And the fucking president who sent them would have been arrested by now. And totally. So no, don't give me that we have the same justice system for the wealthy as for the poor. Get the fuck out of here. So yeah, that's what pisses me off. We're a year later, and could you imagine if a year after 9/11 Bush was
we hadn't done anything.
Well, we're gonna get there. No.
Stupid.
No. So yeah. So
go make up another word, W.
Right. So fuck. Yeah, that's what pisses me off is that we're a year past all this, but it's gone nowhere. And these people are just gonna cover it up again.
Likely, unfortunately.
It's and yeah, that's a fucking disgrace. So yeah. As we ask for, for feedback, could you please send us some like positive vibes for our country?
Yeah, I know. Jesus.
Please send
help
hope.
Us all. Help us all. Put a box with a ribbon and say hope.
Yeah, please. Send donuts or something.
Yeah, I like donuts.
I feel better with donuts.
Donuts. Cheese makes me feel better. Shit. Yeah, as Ben alluded to before, our Patreon is out there, and if you are so inclined to kick the ass of your friends and opponents, go ahead and give it a look. Give the freebie a look.
Right.
And there's obviously I've been posting my rankings every week, so there's that too. That is free on there as well. So just give that a look, and
which is also good advice. Yep.
If you're convinced, then give us a subscribe.
If I'm not mistaken, you're, at least for your fly half, your rankings were actually like perfect this week.
I blind squirrel finding in that. I don't know what to tell you, man. I was like, oh, look at that.
I'm just saying that we got some valid.
Look at that.
As much as we joke about here's your bad advice, it's fucking good advice. So suck it.
Well, I looked at it and I was just like, well, because I watched the matches. I'm thinking, oh, there's no way,
Yeah.
Marcus got one, and I'm like, well, shit. How about that? Yeah. Like, yeah, pretty well on the money. Couldn't ask for better. There was a tie, even though I don't predict ties, but
exactly.
Other than that, got 1, 2, and 5 right, and then the middle one's tied. Fair enough. All right. So news cycle wasn't light, but at the same time, there was one thing that kind of came to the fore, and that was Six Nations being hosted by England. I don't know about that. I'm kind of meh on that. Like,
well, I mean, outside of Italy, if the fans want to come, I'm not sure how it would work for France, because you got to travel across a little pond. But it's not that far. I don't know. As an American, and distance doesn't fucking mean anything to me.
Right.
So like, yeah.
Yeah,
I would like to see other teams. Yeah, I'd love to see fucking Ireland at home. Love it.
Right.
But like, the Wales and Scotland crowds are going to be mostly silent anyway, so it doesn't.
I don't like the idea of, this presentation that England's like, yeah, it's gonna be awesome here. It's like, okay, why is it gonna be awesome there exactly?
Yeah, actually, if anything, I probably no, because I don't know. French, they have problems too. It's just weird. Yeah, England's not doing great. It still might be the best of the options.
Right.
If they have to do it that way.
Yeah, they've said that they'll do matches behind closed doors rather than postpone them because there's really no room.
Right.
Hello, European rugby. There's no room, remember? So I don't know. I'm still out on this. I'm not sure about it, but I guess if it gets it done,
that's to me, that's all I really care about.
That's really I guess the only thing I'm willing to say. Yeah, but like, if it's okay if they're okay to play the matches in each stadium, whether or not there's crowds, I know it sucks without them, but then I think you do it. Like, you don't rob these guys of home games. That's just, whether there's crowds or not, you just don't. Because it's not just the crowds. It's you get to sleep in your own fucking bed, and you get to have your normal routine that you have become accustomed to when you wake up, and that's what I'd be more about than as opposed to. But maybe that's just me being a little too
right
picky. So I don't know. Beats me, but whatever. Okay.
Yeah. Again, I'm in let's just get it done. Let's play the games.
I mean, I want to play the games too. No doubt. That's the first thing I want. let's get those matches played, because I'm not sitting here without Six Nations for the whole late winter, early spring. That's what gets you through those dark days. All right. Let's jump into the Prem. New Year's Day, AJ Bell, and kind of a lackluster performance from the Wasps, and we saw some good things-ish from Sale. I mean,
not terrible-ish.
No, really. And in a lot of ways, Wasps kind of played right into Sale's hands,
right?
The way they played. So it's like, yeah, like, you're just giving them this match. Good job, guys.
Yeah, everything's through the forwards. There's no, there's like except for the try. Like, lo and behold, but they just like it was either 9 to a forward or through a first receiver to a forward, and that was it. And it wasn't even like that distance. It was like a full
short,
forward right off the shoulder of the 10. And like, what are you doing? Who? Why? What? Who? What? Yeah. Like, yeah. It's disappointing. Although obviously, we know Umaga was out, different 10. Although Gopperth reminds me of another guy playing in black and gold, who's retiring finally 5 years too late.
Right.
No, he's looking Roethlisbergian out there. He's he doesn't have his fastball. Not sure he has a changeup or a curve either. Like he's he wasn't looking at his youngest and spryest.
Right.
Which really sucks when you play Sale, you have to move the ball. Their forwards are too big and strong and tacklish. I guess maybe not DDP.
JL.
Who got getting sat the fuck down was Willis.
That was great. I mean,
woof. I mean, that's
not a nobody either that he's sitting. Let's remember that.
Like, I mean, that's what you love about rugby, because that can happen to anybody. It's not, nobody's impervious to that, just because, all it takes is somebody getting you just at the, off balance in the right way. And you're going ass over tea kettle. Right. But it's great. And he got up and just shook his head. Like, I can't believe I just let that happen to
me. What just happened?
Yeah. But that to me was the most, like that was the most entertaining part of the match.
Right.
Certainly was that, like, and that's not to belittle the other things. That was actually extremely entertaining.
Right.
This wasn't much of anything else coming from Wasps.
No, and this could have been a nice battle of nines if we'd had the right ones playing in this match.
Oh God. But, yeah.
I mean, even just Quirk and I think Will Porter, or even God willing, we would have got Robson in this one, but that's not happening for a bit.
Back soon, but I like how we were both at the same time like, okay, good, they're bringing in Gus War, because Gus War has played well this year, and so it was like, okay, Cliff had a bad game, he's also played fairly well this year. They've really had good scrum half play. Sale have, regardless of who they've put in there. But Cliff was bad, and then Gus War was coming in. We're like, okay, cool, maybe we'll get something good. And it was like, oh no, this is worse.
Oh, it's way worse.
This is not good.
Worse. It was way worse. It was so bad. It was like, well, we can go back to the guy that was in there before.
But it was good enough to win, and that's really all that matters.
Yeah. Yep. So I don't know. Wasps are in trouble too. So that's
they have moved past like kind of gotta see it territory to like, or they were kind of on the cusp maybe to like, oh, they're banged up, and to like, no, I just don't believe in them.
Yeah, I'm not believing them. I'm believing them right now. No way. They have a flash in the pan every now and again, but that's it. Right,
they're dangerous. Like you can't sleep on them because they'll jump up and win.
Absolutely.
They've won 4 games, but. And their point differential is -10. I mean, that's still pretty good. They're to be 4 and 7.
Considered, yeah.
Oh, yeah, but that just means like when they win, they're going to win big, and then they lose.
Right. All right. And then the other Saturday game over to Devon, and there's a lot to say about this, but then there's not a whole lot at all at the same time. Like
that's exactly my thoughts. That's funny because like Bristol are like there's the flashes there, but they did play also quite Wasps-ish. Randall and Sheedy kind of had poopers.
Big time.
Yeah, there was so much good there, but not nearly enough.
No, not enough. Not enough at all, unfortunately. And here's the sad facts. Like, I like Luke Pierce a lot. He should not do another Exeter game. He's from Devon.
Really shouldn't.
Like, he shouldn't be doing Exeter games.
That was bad. He was poor.
There's a thing for the Premier League where you have to basically declare your allegiance to whatever club you follow as a referee, so they don't schedule you for those games. And I really feel like we need to start doing that for these, because he might not be purposely doing it, but he definitely has some sort of unconscious bias towards Exeter, because the 2 games I've seen him referee against them, he's like, anything that's 50-50 has gone to Exeter, and even some of the stuff they didn't deserve, they got. So I was like, this might be a problem. So just a thought, maybe not have him referee this team ever again.
Yeah, he was not. It was bad. It was noticeable. As a, yes, we don't like Exeter, and I like Bristol a lot, but yeah, no, that was poor.
Yeah, it was very poor. I will say, if we could see more of the tries, like the Purdy try that we saw from Bristol, they might be in a better situation, because that's pretty awesome.
That's the thing. They need that spark. Like, I don't know how to say it other than like it's like alive versus dead. It's like, okay, you're kind of just going through the motions versus holy shit, you're actually, you're really putting strain on the defense, and you're really doing something, like you're evading, you're throwing the ball around, that moving the ball to dangerous people, creating holes and popping them into them.
Totally.
Like, and it was like Radradra was doing it, but there's he's got to have someone with him. Like, that's why it was it sucked that Piatel went out early.
Yep.
But like, you got to have like someone for him to go to, because if the defense can just key on Radradra and just say, yeah, we double him. It's like, if you can double tackle Radradra and not worry about the offload because there's nobody fucking there, problematic.
Very.
And Purdy was there. Like, so it's like, okay, cool. Have those combinations run off of each other. I'd like to see that. So I was really, this would have been a good game if O'Connor would have been available. That might have been a good reintroduction for him.
Yeah. I mean, he was on the bench.
He was. I thought, oh, that's right. I wanted them to put him in earlier. The whole time I'm like, put him in.
Yeah, I think they can go back to him over Bedlow at this point, at least.
Yeah, because he wasn't even because who came in first? Purdy came in first, but wasn't
he? Did.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that, because I would have thought Piers would have come in. Because they, I still could have done the same thing.
Right.
Moving guys around.
Yep. Agreed.
But Purdy did well, so he shut me up. Like, he should have come in. Well. He was right.
He did quite well. I will say, for all the talk that they love to talk about the center pairing wearing black, Ollie Devoto got shithoused by Harry Randall twice. Like, stone walled. I was like, you're supposed to be a 12? Are you sure? Because you got just railroaded by a friggin' tiny 9 at that. 9s are generally small, obviously, but like, Randall is like an elf and completely stonewalled him. I was like, okay, you kind of suck. So I never want to hear people talk about how great you are ever again, because you ain't that good. And in the same vein, like, people talking about how great Jack Noel is, I do not see it anymore. There was once upon a time where, yes, he was a very, very good rugby player, and he made a huge impact without fucking up in games. He is not that player anymore. If I hear people talk about him for England, I'm going to punch him. Like, that is not the no. There's so much better available in the back three. He is not it. Like, just no, get his name out of your brain. He's not playing for England anymore. He's not even that good for Exeter, honestly. Like,
he's not.
I just don't know who else I could chuck in there. But
Right.
He's bad. Well, Cordero, I think would be my first name.
Cordero or what's his name? The fullback that they could use. Yeah, they could move him around too. Hodge.
Oh, Josh Hodge.
They could throw him out there. But Ian Witten.
Witten for O'Flaherty was just like
needs to play.
Oh my God, really? Like that is your move? Oh, Rob Baxter.
Well, that's the thing. Like so let's put this in perspective for Exeter, right? They won. Fucking good for them. Good for them. At home to a Bears team that played like poo. I mean, that's really it. Like Exeter can win when the other team plays like poo, which Bristol are playing like poo this year, so correct. Not a surprise. Saracens just went in, with their heads up their asses.
Shut the fuck up.
Right, and that so they beat them, but it's like, who else are like outside of like Bath and Worcester, like and it being at home, but on the road, who are they beating this at solidly? Like they're gonna what opponent is like, no, I don't care. Like I
they've lost to Newcastle already,
right?
They've lost to Irish already. Everybody's lost to Leicester, so that doesn't shock us at this point. Yeah, there's a lot that's beatable about them.
And
the way they play. So there's gonna be problems.
The sketty, because they
check the sketty.
They beat Bath on the road.
Everybody's
Gloucester.
And
Gloucester's doing well.
They had to inch out that Bath game, if I remember correctly.
It was they only won by 7. Bath got a bonus point.
Right.
Gloucester, they beat 16-13, but that was a couple weeks ago. I know Gloucester had been having some injury issues. Yeah, they lost at home to Irish. They barely beat Wasps on the road, and we were just talking about Wasps.
I remember that.
They humped Exeter at home. Okay, big.
You mean Worcester?
That's what I mean. Worcester. Sorry, looking
one of those.
Going back and forth between the two.
One of those.
Yeah. Beat Sale on the road, but that was probably without AJ.
That was definitely without AJ, and Sale did not know what the fuck they were doing at that point. They still kind of don't, but they're more together now than they were before.
Right, but Sale and Exeter are kind of the same team, in my opinion.
In a lot of ways, yes. This is true. They lost to Saints at home. Yeah,
lost to Saints at home. Like, there's some bad losses there. So they're not a team that I'm not nearly as nervous about them. Like I'm not upset that Saracens. You can tell, right? If I was really scared about Exeter, if this was like 3 years ago, I'd be like, damn, that would have been a huge one to have. Mm-hmm. This time it's like, no, it's just a bad loss. Like it doesn't really help Exeter. I don't think they're going to end top 4. They're just not that good.
Yeah, I mean everybody's just about out to even Steven for this.
Mm-hmm. And what are they going to do when Sam is gone? Like he's their only, like, it's not just that he's their best player at this point. He's like their only good player.
He's their best runner.
He's their best runner. I mean, Hogg is good.
Hogg's quite good, but he'll be gone too. So
right, he'll be gone too for Six Nations. So it's like you're gonna Joe Simmons has been been
subpar. That's for sure.
Yeah, not Sir quality by any stretch.
No, not the old Sir that we've seen.
Yeah, no Flaherty, as you mentioned. Who Witten came in for. Right. And can we stop talking about Ewers?
Dumbass Dave.
Entirely. He doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Dave the caveman.
Yeah. He doesn't do anything. And they're always like, oh, he's so good. What the fuck? How can you praise somebody who does so little so much?
Nope. Not for me. Not for me. Never ever.
I'm done talking.
Never ever. All right. Let's go to Sunday. Up to Welford Road. Just good old fashioned pacing for Leicester against Newcastle. Wasn't pretty, but Newcastle just were completely just rudderless, and they had no idea what the fuck they were doing.
I did not watch this match.
Probably for your own benefit, honestly. Right. It was not pretty.
No, I mean, I saw where it was going, and I was like, okay.
Here's the thing, and Leicester played quite well, especially considering they were missing a lot of guys. Kenny Murray and Marivalo had to come on in the back row,
right,
and Nick Dolly, it was bad. Yeah, it was bad. So.
I mean, Harry Wells. I don't know when the last time he started at lock was, but he wasn't even supposed to. He there were drops.
He was at 6.
He was at 6, right? But he was originally when the lineups came out, I thought he was on the bench because I was.
He was. Chessum was in there.
Right, that's who it was. So, and he had to drop. like that's how Dolly came into. Yeah.
So, yeah, and loads of credit to Leicester for just putting together what they needed to do to, one, get the bonus point win, and two, just take care of business, even with what they have. And a lot of teams have not done well with injuries.
Right.
Hopefully, for Leicester's sake, this is the only time they have to deal with this level of injuries. They have Wies who's out for another week. That's his own damn fault. But
yes, it is.
But
that's impressive. I do like that they banned him for 2 weeks, because he's just he's a Lavanini, except he's talented.
Except very talented.
Right.
He is, and that's the sad thing about him. Like, he doesn't need to be that. He has so much more in the locker, and Carl Fern's taking a swipe at him, which I'm not sad about.
Right. No, people got the right people got pissed about that.
Freaking. I don't know who this AP Kranya guy is, but he needs to shut up.
He does.
Like, why is he going after fans? He's fucking poking people. He's not actually being a dick.
He lost his head. AP lost his head with the Lions shit this year. He was actually a fantastic follow up until Erasmus had to be a fucking douche. And ever since then, it's like I cannot. No, he's just extremely asshole. And it's like, dude, you used to be cool, and now so he's just super, it's a Safa, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're not any different than anybody else. Like, just because it's okay, I get it. It's your country, but like, your guys are as full of shit as anybody else. Like,
100%.
If they're dirty, they're dirty. If they're good, they're good. It's not you. They're not above critique and criticism and getting banned for being douches. So yeah, I can't do it anymore. Like, he's well off the fucking
reserve
grid. He's gone. Like, bye. Ethered until he pulls his head out of his ass.
Indeed. Over to Newcastle though. Just here's the thing: there's a good team in this, and they didn't have McGuigan or Plumire. This match sucked. They're missing a few other guys, but I look at them, and the glaring issue is their 10 shirt, and I don't know how to answer it right now. And it's almost like you have to take the Bath and Worcester out and bite the bullet and let the Hayden Wood character take it and just be like, here, you're gonna screw up, but we'll live with that as long as you develop, because I don't think there's an answer coming in from outside for them.
Right.
So, and Hodgson and Conan are not it. So
how well did Finn Smith play against Sarries?
Played pretty well.
Played pretty fucking well for a fucking team, and he did so against.
He didn't poop himself. That's
Saints. Right. He's not pooping himself. He did a little bit at first, but like, you have to get past that. So
that happens when you're 19 years old. When you're that young, if the kids that don't are the ones that turn into absolute superstars. But barring that,
and I feel like there's no reason to think he can't be a superstar. So it's like, at this point, he's showing that whatever is there, but you got to see it, and you got to see it at that level. So why are you throwing out
fucking Joel Hudson?
Why?
I don't know.
Unless it is Exeter, or I'm sorry, it is Leicester. So you might want to you don't want to.
And maybe they were just throwing this game away,
right?
In which case, okay.
And maybe that was Fern's only real goal in this was not to get elbowed in the head.
Well, mission successful.
Yeah,
Carl.
exactly.
You did it. Oh shit! All right, let's run over to Kingsholm, Gloucester and Quins. A tough old Gloucester team made life very difficult for the Harlequins. They really did. This is a credit to Skivington. He was getting a lot of shit after last year, and rightly so. They were not very good at all. But he has whatever it was about last year that set himself up. This year, it's set up quite well, and they're much better. They're much better. They're not a team. Sorry to play them this weekend. I'm not ready to fuck with that. At least we're at home. But fuck,
right? There's a lot to like about that Gloucester team. Yeah, I mean, Valor Pavaruskin is playing fantastic, although he's out of the fucking front row.
His pride was wounded, so he had to come off at halftime.
Suspension, and a fine. He's got to shave his head and eyebrows.
That's Yeah, flying the kangaroo court.
Then you can pack down again.
Man, I was like, no, you didn't just do what I think you did.
Right. The eyebrow,
so
it's just what the don't do that. But because the thing is, it's such a stereotypical prop thing. So it's not cool.
All you gotta do is fall 2 feet and you're in,
and hold on to the ball.
Yeah, I mean that's the number one goal.
He was able to
the damn rock.
He successfully fell.
Yeah, not with the ball, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, and Quinn's figured it out eventually. Yeah. Like we talked about last week, how good Tyrone Green is and how he should be in the Springboks team. Esterhuizen is putting his hand up, and it's really good. Here's the point where they're going to have a hard time. Like you have DDA, you have what do you do with Esterhuizen?
You put him at 12, and you put him at 13.
You can. So where does DDA go?
He finishes the game.
Yeah, and you have to hope that honestly, you have to hope that one of those three is okay honestly, with that role,
right? Because I mean, I just talked about him the other week as my 12 of the year was Esterhuizen. I like him better than DDA. I think he does a lot more on the pitch, and I think he's more valuable in a lot of ways. So I'm on Andre. I'm on Team Andre. In that
it'll be.
I mean, I realize that might not be popular with some other people, but it's just I don't see. To me, it's not much of a comparison. But that I like. I'm looking for certain things. I'm not, in the mind of Erasmus, certainly.
No.
But
nobody wants to be there. Trust me.
Right. Well, he's probably really drunk right about now.
Yeah, he might be. He might be.
But yeah, so there's a term that's used in American sports, and I'm not certain if it applies to the European ones, but what we use when we see something like this is the term exposed. And it's not exactly right, but it kind of is, where you're saying, you know what, I'm gonna, like, Team X has exposed Team Y's flaws or faults, and really, to me, you can see it. And it's easier in the it's actually kind of quite obvious when you look at the fantasy scores, which is kind of crazy. But like, Lina didn't do much, Green didn't do much, Dombrand didn't do much. Esterhuizen did a lot, Northmore did a lot, Marchant was active. Kenningham was fucking all over the place, but they really shut down Dombrand and Green, and Lina kind of came with that too. But like, it's kind of like, okay, and Marcus just didn't have. He's probably still not at his best. So
after having a seat for COVID, I'm sure.
Yeah,
if he felt any ailments to that, it probably wasn't fun.
I don't think he was at 100% for the match, and it kind of showed. So like, if you tailor your game, I mean, that's credit to the way that the style of play that Gloucester had, and the way they defended. But if I'm going up against Harlequins, I'm studying what Gloucester did there and how they played, and I'm copying quite a bit there.
Yep. Yeah, you probably can do that and get away with it. Yep. So loads of credit to the Gloucestermen, and they sacked up and got themselves a bonus point try at least, so they could they got into the bonus point to bonus point losing bonus point. So it was good. It was great play from them, and these are also the types of wins that Quins have to get if they want to repeat too, because not everything's going to look like the pretty games. There's sometimes going to be these really ugly ones that you just have to grind out, and that's just facts.
Right.
That's how it is.
It's a tough win. Good job, them. And Gloucester they look top four. They look top four.
They're looking tough. No doubt. Over to Franklin's Gardens in Northampton 6, series 30, which did not look like how it was going to be for a while.
No.
It did not look like it was going to get to that point at all for the better part of 50 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I never want to see that referee again.
Oh, Adam Leal. Yeah, he was not good.
no interest whatsoever.
I'm not convinced that he or his refereeing team knew what they were doing. So
no, not at all. Like that, I can't remember what it was, but they were like, "Oh, that's a straight blow to the head." Or no, yeah, was it on Augustus? Was it that one, or was it
the head-to-head one? There was that.
I'm like, okay, well, there was head contact and tackle. Okay, like so that's as a TMO, you immediate check.
Yeah, like no idea.
That's not that I don't quite blame Leal, although like quality referee would have seen it right away. But the TMO, where's the TMO?
Yeah, like I don't get it.
And not just it was just the whole thing was just he did a poor job.
I don't think we heard from the TMO all day.
No,
honestly,
except during that I can't remember. I didn't take the note as to which review exactly it was, but it was definitely one where they were like, yeah, okay, that would be that like they both Leal and the TMO specifically cited an infraction, saying like, oh, that's that, and then they were just like, all right, well, we'll just play on, nothing. It's like, wait a minute, you just talked about the thing. That's illegal.
It was the Billy shoulder charge, but they deemed it penalty only, I believe. So they already had a penalty against Saracens. So Billy's gonna be a little careful there. Can't be doing that stupid shit.
Oh yeah, that was bad. But it's like I thought there was something else. There was a potential thing, and it was no. Because it was something that happened before the call that was made, and it's like, did you not see that?
Yeah.
But yeah, Sarries really fucking turn it on.
Yeah, they took control and realized that if they just need to push a little bit over that edge, and they finally did it. Alex Lazowski. Has there been a more valuable player since day one of this season for the Saracens than Alex Lazowski? I don't have an answer other than him.
No, I
really don't. Covered for Farrell while he was away,
right?
And now he's covering for him while he's hurt, and
right.
There hasn't been many problems, if I'm recalling, at least as far as his kicking from the boot.
No.
And then this game where he was tearing it up, got himself over the line, and and just his vast improvement is just something to put a smile on my face as a Saracens fan, and he's sticking around for a little longer, which also puts a smile on my face.
Definitely. Did he score? Did he get it? He didn't.
He got the first one, I believe.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, he got the first one.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. They didn't get. I was like, wait, where's the penalty try? They didn't get a penalty try. That was the Wollstonecroft try. I got it.
Turned into the Wollstonecroft try.
Right. Yep. I will notice. I'm just going to throw this out there. That Ruben De Haas, obviously we fucking love Rube
we do.
Good fantasy or good rugby Yanks. Ruben De Haas played 11 minutes.
Mm-hmm. How
many points did the Saracens score during his 11 minutes?
I think both the Wollstonecroft try and the Doge try were scored in that correct.
Time. They scored 14 points in his 11 minutes after
Vencel left.
Yeah, after 16 points in the other 69. Like Vencel, I'm doing that for effect. It was not all Ruben. It was just, mostly Ruben.
Man, I thought he was going to get that last one at the end. I was like, go, and just didn't quite have the wheels, slash, had to stop for the pass.
Yeah.
Didn't help.
Right. But c'est la vie. I thought he played very well, and I'd like to see more of him.
I agree.
Because Vencel wasn't, he was not.
No, I see nothing in Vencel that makes me go, yes, that's what we want. And we're going to be without Ola Davies till February. So I hope he gets a run now.
Right.
I don't see a reason not to start him next week.
Right. That's one of the.
If it's awful after 40 minutes, fine. Put Vencel in and be done. I can totally take that.
Right.
But you're going to be this. There's no way we have a scrum half like Wigglesworth that we can 100% lean on right now. I don't believe we do at this point. I don't know what Rube's going to bring. I hope it's the absolute best that we've seen in him, especially playing for the Eagles. And if it is, then you have your scrum half for the future. He's what, 21, 22?
Something ridiculous like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So just try it for fuck's sake.
And it's one of the, just as we were saying before, it's like a jag, a known jag versus potential, who knows? And
really is the potential that high? No. just or that low. Come on, man. There's no way you can't sit there and say
Venzel's 26. He's 26. If he was going to be, the guy, he would be being the guy right now.
He'd be the guy right now.
And like it's not like he can't become a decent backup, but that's his ceiling. It appears, and I mean, it kind of looks like that for Allen Davies right now too.
Yeah.
To be perfect, just be blunt. So it's like, how about you need a starter, because that's the biggest hole on Saracens. They have studs 1 through 8 and 10 through 15, but there's just nothing at scrum half right now. So got something that has to be addressed.
Right. And on the other side, like, honestly, what did Saints bring to this match? I can't say they brought a lot.
They didn't have much fight to them.
They had, what's the total meters? Hold on. That's what I want to look at, because I don't like total meters. We're not that high for them. Let's see if I can find it. If I remember right, at least. Maybe I'm off.
But yeah, they didn't seem to, they didn't get too many runs.
Right.
As far as, I don't know how many line breaks they got. Clean breaks. They only got 2. Saracens only got 2, but meters. They outgained Saris 363 meters.
Okay, but where did all those meters go? How much
possession? They only had 46%. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. There was probably, you know what though, because what the Saracens do when they kick deep, and it's run before a kick. So like, the fucking Furbank takes like 20 meters and then boots it. Well, okay, it's still just a boot, and it's going to get booted back down the other way. So
right.
It's not that big a deal.
No. So yeah, it's problematic in a lot of ways, but like,
I mean, if you get 363 meters and only 2 clean breaks, you didn't really run that much.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot. And they only outgained it by 90 meters. And considering the Saracens didn't turn it on until minute 50. Yeah. All right. So that would be a problem if I was Chris Boyd.
Yeah.
And they
didn't really attack. As much as I got to go there because this is my thing. But the kicking for points when it's not time to kick for points, at some point it's time to nut up. The Saracens are scoring a try. You're 90% sure of it. You have to, especially after your first, let me go to the timeline. I can't remember really if it was so Bigger tied it. Okay, Laws goes ahead. At that point, Bigger's got to go for, they got to go for corner. That especially late the first 36th minute, go for the corner. Show some put some nuts on the table.
Yeah, and I don't like the idea of it's raining, you have to turn to this sloppy, ugly rugby. You don't have to. If you've practiced it, and 2, if you've got the ambition, you can play a little bit of open rugby. Like Lazowski's try didn't come from ugliness. That came from a pretty decent looking play, if I can remember correctly.
Yeah, all the Saris tries came from, aside from
Woolies,
but yeah, the Toche try, they were moving the ball around.
That was great.
Saracens' first half were being a little too wasps. They had the same kind of attack.
Yeah, a lot of one-ups, which I'm not a fan of ever.
Right. But second half, they opened it up, and they did do that, and Saints never got out of first gear.
Nope, not sure they did. So, Saracens win. So this weekend represents the halfway mark. This coming weekend, we will be halfway through.
It does seem like it's been a while, actually.
It's been a bit. I mean, September.
Right.
Well, if I recall, last year we started in November, and and they blitzed right through, obviously, because there was no Prem Cup. European was the same. European rugby was the same formatted as this year, so there was less of that. So here we are, just about halfway through, and it's interesting to see the table and all that stuff. We'll talk about Pick'em later on and see where that lands everybody, but. Yeah, I mean, the big ones on the back half will obviously be, at least for the Saracens, will be Leicester coming to town, and Quinn's coming to town, and Exeter coming to town. Those will be the big ones. So we'll see how that shakes out, and we'll see how those go, and damn thing will shake out by the time we reach probably week 20 or so. So hold on, kids, we almost there. We almost there. All right. So if you're joining us for the Fantasy Corner, join us there a little bit later on. If you're not, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2022. It's the same shit as 2021 was, so that shouldn't shock anybody.
Same as 2020.
Yeah, 2020 part 3.
I've seen it referred to as 2022.
Yeah, basically.
God. No.
Oh,
2020 part 2. Fuck that.
Yeah. Part 3. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, exactly. And it is Jesus. Part 3.
Yep. So anyway, we appreciate you all for listening and hanging out with us and listening to us babble. And just
stay
supporting
safe
us in
out
general.
there too. Shit, I don't want to mention it. Fucking stay safe from COVID. Don't get it, please.
Yeah,
take care.
Batten down the hatches, get your shots.
Right,
all that good stuff. All that good stuff. But yeah, we'll catch you on the Fantasy Corner if you're there. If not, we will catch you guys next week. Appreciate you all. Have a good one.
Later.